You know how much he loves Rocky Mountain oysters. That got his attention. In fact, Diablo made one last snort, his hot breath crystallizing in the rain, and then slowly walked off, down the middle of the highway. Not wanting to follow him, but knowing time was of the essence since the sun would be up soon, Glory pulled her rain slicker tightly around her, dropped the tractor into first, and drove through the easement between Ferguson family's feed line and fertilizer farm and the highway. Even before she hit second gear, spinning the tires with enough force to cover her flannel pajama bottoms with sludge, she knew that it wasn't the easement she'd accidentally trudged through. No, Glory's good intentions had once again landed her in deep. "Shut off the tractor and put your hands in the air." The command came through the speaker attached to the top of the sheriff's car, which was right next to the flashing red and blue lights. Squinting against the rain, Glory stared in panic at the speed trap up ahead. A floodlight clicked on, blinding her and causing her foot to slip off the clutch. The engine sputtered to a stop. Determined to see this through, Glory cranked the engine and spun the tires, kicking up loose gravel and a few cow pies. She hadn't come all this way, spending 30 minutes on the muddy back roads in the middle of the night to right someone else's wrong, just to get caught now. "Come on now, Miss Hattie. Step on off that tractor so we can all get out of the rain." Miss Hattie? Miss Hattie was the town busybody and one of Glory's grandma's oldest and dearest friends, which explained how the Prowler ended up in her grandma's garage. The roadblock of wet and irritated officers obviously had no idea who was driving the tractor. If they had, Glory was certain that their boss would have her butt tossed in jail before she could say, "Morning, Sheriff." Plus, she was pretty sure the smug-looking guy in the department-issued hat, weighing in at 200 pounds of bad attitude, was Sheriff Jackson Duncan. "Look, I promise my grandma won't press charges." Yep, Sheriff Duncan. The entitled drawl was a dead giveaway, and if he thought Miss Kitty wouldn't press charges, he was insane. "Heck, Miss Hattie, as long as the Prowler is back in the bay before she wakes up, she doesn't even have to know it went missing, and we can all go home and back to our respective business." "Do I have your word on that, Sheriff?" The second Glory opened her mouth, Jackson realized Hattie McGraw wasn't behind the wheel because he went from leaning against the grill of his cruiser to reaching for his gun. She also knew that only 10 feet and some plywood separated her from a mugshot that was not going to happen. She had enough mascara under her eyes to pass for a linebacker, and enough emotion built up that, after one too many double shifts slinging beer and a lifetime of double standards, getting arrested would fill out her already unflattering resume. Jackson silently made his way toward the tractor, boots clacking against the slick concrete, cuffs jangling in his hand. Knowing nothing good could come from that, she rested her hand on the gear shift and asked, "I'm guessing by the pissy look on your face that your generous offer is no longer on the table." "Sorry to say, but you'd guess right," he said, not sorry at all. Jackson Duncan had been sheriff of Sugar County for the past 4 years, and he'd hated Glory for at least twice that amount of time. He was uptight, by the book, and still blamed her for his older brother leaving town. Not that he had ever bothered to listen to her side of the story. No one really had. But everyone knew that he would love nothing more than to parade Glory around town in cuffs and prove that she was a menace to Sugar's properly polite society. "Even if I told you that I wasn't stealing Miss Kitty's tractor, that I was trying to return it?" "Even then, possession is 9/10 of the law." And wasn't that just great? Because in this county, possession might constitute only 9/10. But being the girl who cost Sugar High their beloved football coach, and the